That was hilarious. All right, we are live. And yet again, y'all have missed a great pre-show. Y'all better get into the community so we can be familiar with you enough to get you in studio. We have fun in the mornings before the show even starts. So I'm waiting on the video to connect over here on my monitor so I can grab this link to the live YouTube, put it in our group so that our community can join us in the live chat conveniently. All right. By the way, speaking of groups, if you are a solopreneur or entrepreneur who is struggling to get to your first six figures in business, not only should you admire my hair today, but you should join the group. Go to shaycannon.info/group and join the group. I promise you, it is one of the best things you will do for you and your business. We have 3 pillars of value that we recognize in our group. Number 1, we actually commune. We come together to build community. Number 2, we collaborate. We make money together and make each other's businesses better. And number 3, we actually have conversations that are transformational for your business growth, which is probably just what you're missing, right? So welcome to the morning show. Good morning. Welcome to Unlock Your First Six Figures morning show. This thing right here, let me tell y'all, this is like a mastermind training is what it's like, okay? We talk about things, we learn things about our business. This is a part of that transformational business growth conversation. And we even have available that coaching, that hot seat feel for you. So let's get started. Everything starts with a blog. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/community. /community. So let me tell you how I tell y'all I'm a vessel. And this weekend, as I was working on the clarity of what I'm doing in my business. Good morning, Keith, over here on the YouTube Live. I started thinking about how we talk about sales a lot. We talk about marketing a lot, and we know that you're supposed to have a community. We know that you guys are part of my community, but do you know how to build community? Because it is ever so important when you are out here selling, right? There are going to be people that come into the know of you. There are going to be people that you nurture. And then those people that you nurture are the ones that have the highest percentage of the people that will buy from you, right? But where do you nurture them? You need some kind of pool, some kind of place to put them so that you are going in one place, you're inviting them to one place, or, if you want to count the email list, 2 places. But we're talking about a group that really can talk back to you and talk to each other. We're talking about that kind of community, all right? And so that's what we're going to talk about this week, how to build it. So for most service-based businesses, the majority of your sales will come from those who like, know, and trust us, and those are the people that we have already nurtured. The goal is to build community where we get them in one place so that we can nurture them, engage with them, they can get engaged with each other, right? And keep them informed with what we have to transform them in a group. Okay, so it is highly valuable on the road to your first 6 figures, especially to focus on building community as a priority. Okay, you want to know what you should be doing as a money-making activity, building community. Okay, so the obstacle is always how, though, right? How do you build community? But there are blueprints out there to help, and I have put together some blueprints for you that have helped me. And I named this blog post "Creating Raving Fans" to create a community for your small business, because that's what I did, right? My goal was to service, the few to a point where I had raving fans that could vouch for me and be the social proof as I started to expand and serve others, okay? And I got these examples from 3 different places. The first one is going to shock you. So we're going to start with some shocking on Monday. I don't know about you, but I still need to wake up. So let me shock you, because the first place you can learn how to build community is cults. Yeah, cults. In case the Alabama is getting in the way, CULTS, okay? So let's talk about why. Cults are highly effective at building community, okay? Because they create environments that fulfill deep psychological needs for belonging, identity, and purpose, okay? You want to see somebody get people gathered around a purpose? Go back and do your research on occult leaders. They got all kind of documentaries on Netflix, and I watched them all, let me tell you, okay? So they often offer members a sense of exclusivity and importance. Okay, positioning the group as a solution to life's problems or as a path to personal enlightenment. One of the two, right? So this shared purpose and strong emotional connection between the members and the leader foster loyalty and devotion, creating a tight-knit, insular community that is difficult to break away from. All right, that's why those people need all the therapy when they finally try to leave. Okay, now let's talk about what they get out of leveraging community in cults. By leveraging a close-knit community, they meet their goals by aligning personal goals of their members with broader objectives. Okay, this is done by creating a us versus them mentality, where the success of the group is tied to sacrifices and efforts by each member. This is starting to sound occultish yet. The sense of belonging and shared mission motivates members to contribute their time, energy, and resources towards the group's mission, right? We often hear that in cults, they have to give up all their stuff, all their riches for the good of many, right? Not just for themselves. So all of these things are why occults are so effective at building community. Now, listen up, because in the morning show, we give you more, okay? We give you more. We give you the actionable steps. This is what makes the morning show more like a business mastermind. So let's go to the show notes, okay? Because I have picked apart what steps that they are taking that we need to take. Now, these steps are coming from a group that are using their powers for evil. You just don't use yours for evil, okay? Yours should have an objective of good. That's what you should do. Be Glinda the good witch, okay? Don't be the wicked witch of the east, all right? Now, so this is what we want to do. Takeaway number one, we want to have a strong, clear vision, okay? You want to know what a cult leaders got that you entrepreneurs don't have? A clear vision. Y'all have a vision that is so convoluted. You trying to do all the things for all the people. These folks are very clear. They're very clear who their tribe is, who you need to be to join. They're very clear on what their objective is. You need to be that clear. You need to have a strong, clear vision, okay? So cult leaders provide a compelling vision that gives their followers a sense of purpose and give them something to tribe up around, okay? So you can build a community by clearly communicating missions and values, making it so that it resonates deeply with your ideal client, all right? That was number one. Number two, be a charismatic leader, okay? Be a charismatic leader. So people gravitate towards charismatic figures who exude confidence and clarity, okay? Now, for you, even if you don't feel confident as a person, you should feel confident in your mission and your vision. You should feel confident in what you came here to serve people with, okay? Get out your own way. Stop worrying about yourself. That's how you get imposter syndrome and all that stuff. Your confidence and your charismatic ways should come from you serving others, okay? Not the fact that if you can't handle the fact that you the shit, even though you are, fine. Just know that you the shit at serving other people then, okay? Personally, I just know I'm both. But hey, just pick one. All right, number three, key highlight. Emphasize belonging and identity, okay? Cult leaders make their followers feel like they are a part of something exclusive and important, okay? So what you can do is create a sense of belonging by offering a personalized engagement, community building events, exclusive content, all of the things that will make your members feel like insiders, right? Now, the key to that is going to be knowing exactly who your ideal client is. And again, there can't be a whole bunch of different type of people. You have to pick one kind of person so that you're always talking to that one kind of person. You're always serving that one kind of person. You're coming up with engagement for that one kind of, did I say one kind of person? All right. So we use personas now, ideal client personas, and not groups of people. Think of that one ideal client, and we do everything for that one. Okay. Number four, insight and actionable step. Build an emotional connection. Okay. Cult leaders tap into emotions. Boy, they are good at tapping into emotions. Okay. Whether through storytelling, shared experiences, and promises of transformation. Did y'all ever see that Twin Flame documentary? Baby, they be promising some stuff. Do you hear me? Now, you as an entrepreneur, you can do the same thing by telling authentic stories that resonate with your audience, right? And align with their values and their aspirations. But this is also where pain points come in, right? You should know their painful feelings around not having the transformation. And so that could be a part of the emotional connection that you build. We're going to talk about these pain points and talk about getting you out of pain because we don't want you to be in pain. That's how we want to serve you, okay? Highlight actionable step number 5, create rituals and shared experiences, okay? Regular rituals are shared activities that foster a strong community bond, okay? Rituals are sometimes seen as a thing that negative groups have, rituals, but rituals are just routine. That's all it is, okay? Some of y'all don't be even, I ain't gonna get into it, but let's just say whether it be groups that you deem bad or groups you deem highly religious, they be doing the same shit is what I'm gonna say, okay? Just for different reasons. So a ritual, a routine, shared activities, okay? So you as entrepreneurs can create routines and rituals in your community like regular live sessions. This morning show is a ritual, okay? Challenges, group meetings, free training, all these things. Basically, you just want to create touch points for connection on a regular basis, okay? That's why one of our pillars of value for this community is we actually commune. We come together. We're going to come together on Thursday night, okay? We're going to come together on Wednesday night. So we actually come together. So you definitely want touch points as a routine. Shared experiences, all right? Number 6, highlight an action step, all right? Consistent messaging. Consistent messaging. Cult leaders repeat their core message over and over and over and over again, okay? They reinforce their community's values and goals often with the same messaging. They don't keep changing it. They're not trying to attract a whole bunch of people by switching their messaging up. They stay with the same message and they attract the right people for that message. Okay. So what do you need to do? Again, if you look at serving an ideal client persona as in one person, instead of trying to look at a group, then you too can have a consistent message. See, some of y'all are looking at groups of people, but well, the problem with groups of people are there are nuances with all the people in groups, and you can't keep changing to fit all the nuances, right? You have the single message for the single ideal persona, and everybody that matches that ideal persona is who that message is for, period. Okay? As the kids say, period, okay? So one persona so you can have consistent messaging. Last but not least, your highlight and actionable step is building trust and reciprocity, okay? Building trust and reciprocity. So cult leaders often create a relationship where followers feel a deep sense of trust and reciprocity. Right? That's why those people be over there giving away all of their worldly possessions in exchange for enlightenment. They feel like it's a win-win. There is reciprocity. I'm giving them something, they're giving me something. Okay. So what we need to do is focus on providing value, being transparent. Transparency is what builds trust, right? And engaging with the community in ways that foster mutual trust. All right. So let's go back through these 7, and I want to know which one from occults as an actionable step do you know will help you to build community. All right, let's go back through. Strong, clear vision, charismatic leadership, emphasizing belonging and identity, building emotional connection, creating rituals and shared experiences, consistent messaging, building trust and reciprocity, okay? So those are the 7. And I want to know which one of these do you feel will be highly impactful for you building your community. Now, what we're doing is we're borrowing from a very effective area of community building, but we're going to use it for good, okay? We're going to use it for good. So which one will you be using for good that you feel like will be highly effective? We're going to start with Shawana Kennedy of Kennedy Media. Shawana, which one of the 7 that you guys are going to get in the show notes where I give you more, do you find will be hugely impactful for building that community that will like, know, and trust you enough to buy from you?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It actually is some of all of that is the different things that I am currently doing, where the community, where the sense of belonging and all of those things that was within the other group, we're not going to talk about right now. So it is cultivating the other group that is attached to Kennedy Media to where more of that shows up. But anybody to deal with me because of my personality, that what you say, charismatic, all of those things, it is me. And I do believe in an exchange so that everything is reciprocal and I am transparent with my people. So it's really doing doing more of that to letting them know they are on the inside, they do belong. So I don't know which one that falls under, but all of that is actually me. It's just being better at it and doing more of it.
I love it. Which one do you feel like works the best for you?
Being myself. So
Mhm.
that's being charismatic. So
Love
in
it.
my group, but they let them know, give them value, and let them know that they belong, and show why they need me. Amen.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Shawana. All right. Dr. LaFera, which strategy from the cult will you use for good to be highly effective in building community for your business?
I guess the strong and clear vision,
Mm-hmm.
so that like the women 40 to 45 know that they're going to be supported, even
Yes,
if they're,
yes.
having the same problem and they're actually professional women and stuff. So they, so I'll be able to connect with them better with the messaging and all that stuff. And then um then the events and stuff, like making them realize that they really belong, that they are seen and they are heard and stuff, like with the events that I do. Because I already feel like I'm a charismatic leader, because I mean all they see is like, I mean, what you see is what you're gonna get, with
Yeah.
me. Um I just have to convey that better to them. Like, okay, you're complaining about this stuff that you don't have, like over 40, but like, look at me. Like, I got it and I had challenges you didn't have. So I need to be able to convey that better to people.
I love that. I love that. And we're doing that starting Wednesday night for our Clarity Clinic. More about that later. All right, Dr. Tachi, which strategy from the cult will you use for good to be highly effective in building community for your business?
Consistent messaging.
Yes, I love it. I love that.
And
That's going to be a big
oh,
one.
sorry. Sorry.
What did you say, Dr. Tachi?
I said you just said one. So
No, you can give another one. What was another one?
you basically that cultivating the sense of belonging.
Yes. Yes. Love it. Love it. Okay, cool. Debbie, which strategy from the cult will you use for good to be highly effective in building community for your business?
Like Dr. Tachi said, consistent messaging.
Mm-hmm.
And you said there was one about identifying their pain points. Is that one of them?
It is. It was the building the emotional connection. And I said, for us, it is that storytelling, but it's also, telling them about those pain points, how we want to get them out of pain to the transformation. So yes.
So I'm going to use that
emotional
one.
Connection. Yeah,
That one too, through more blogging. I'm going to start putting blogs on my website. So I'll pinpoint more of those pain points.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Kimberly is at the Dream Funder. Feel free to use the studio chat, Kimberly, while we go to Dr. Toya. Dr. Toya, which strategy from the cult will you use for good, Glenda Goodwitch, to be highly effective in building community for your business?
I think the conciseness isn't the right word. Clarity of message? No.
Yes.
What was the word? Okay, clarity.
Strong, clear vision. Oh, no, you're talking
vision.
about consistent messaging. Which one?
Consistent messaging, yes. Consistent
there you
messaging
go. There you go.
was
Cool,
one. And then the other one was the clarity of vision. And ironically, it's funny that you use cult as the thing, right? Because I have tried to stay away from a lot of those tactics because people default in spirituality to cult mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, I don't want y'all, like, no. But I think
you can use it for good, though. You can use it for good.
I get it for good. Yeah. People be wanting either, so. I don't want to be a leader, but yes.
Yes, yes, but you can bring them to a central ideal and facilitate it. And still, that's a part of you using it for good, right? You don't want to
Yeah.
take it over and have a power over them. You just want to empower them. So yes,
Yeah.
still, we
And so
can
I
still
think
use
that
the
goes
same
back
thing.
to why do I keep wanting to say conciseness? The
Yes,
That word of meaning and vision. I think that
yes.
helps mitigate all those other things. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right. Dewana, which strategy from the cult will you use for good to be highly effective in building community for your business?
Good morning. I think Shawana kind of, what she said kind of resonated with me. I mean, all of them resonate, but a clarity of message and vision going through this process is giving me a whole new vision, a whole new idea.
Yes.
Going
Won't it though?
on. Yeah. So it's like I'm getting a whole new idea. And so clarity is what's the top of mind right now. Clarity of message.
I love that. I love that. All right. Cheryl, what strategy are you going to use for good to be highly effective in building community for your business? Let's see if Cheryl is there. Cheryl, y'all know Cheryl might have worked overnight and fell asleep. She might didn't hang on for us. We don't know. We'll come back and see. If she throw us a heart on the screen, then we'll know. All right, Teray, what about you? Which strategy from the cults will you use to for good to be highly effective in building community for your business?
I want to be able to, well, I had mentioned this before. I want to be able to build that emotional connection because I want to identify with the pain points. I had said that a week or so ago. I was like, I'm more teachy and not so much tapping into that pain point, and I want to be able to do that. But I also want to be able to tap in to regular routines and shared experiences.
Yes, that's the thing right there. That's going to be it. Love
Yeah.
it. Love that you brought that one up. All right, Heather, which strategy from the cult will you use for good to be highly effective in building community for your business?
I feel like I think emphasizing belonging and identity probably because so many, there's studies about how many people want to write a book, but how many people actually do. So how many people want to write a book? How many people actually do?
Yes.
So just emphasizing their identity as an author who can make money from their books. So.
Yeah. And you know who is very good at that? Apple. Apple is very good at that.
For
Apple
real.
don't say they have a top of the line phone. They give you the same features they get on that stage and tell y'all the same shit about that same little shitty camera every year. But that's not what their goal is. The goal is people who are like this are the people that like Apple. That's their whole thing. It's about a sense of belonging and identity. People who are like this have a Mac and not a PC. People who are like this, you see what I'm saying? Have an iPad and not any old regular run-of-the-mill tablet. So they really heavily in their marketing press down on people like us do this, right? Another great example of that would be Nike, right? We know exactly what type of people Nike is for. We know exactly what type of people Lululemon is for. And it ain't people that actually do yoga either. Okay. So just like.
Yeah, Patagonia is another one that does that.
Yeah, really is. It really is.
Yeah.
It is.
I
what do you want to add, Trey?
I'm sorry. I remember a couple years ago when my older son came to visit and he saw my Apple phone. He goes, "Oh." And I was like, "What?" He goes, your phone. I said, "Well, what about it?" The only reason why I have an Apple phone is because Hassan can FaceTime me whenever he's out and about. It makes it easier. He's like, "Oh." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Your phone." I said, "What about it?" He goes, "Status." And that's all he said. And I was like, I'm not thinking about the status.
Hilarious.
That's where his mind automatically went. It was crazy.
I know. My mom is Appled out and her friends are like, "Oh, you have a MacBook and an iPad." And she's like, "Yeah, because they all connect and I don't gotta like transfer information and all that other stuff." Right.
Let me tell you something. The fact that it don't have a back button is enough for me not to want that in my life at all. I finally got an iPad. And my grandbaby at the time, she is 11 now, but I think she was about 3 at the time when I first got an iPad. I couldn't get back to the screen. So I was over there cussing it out. Where the fuck is the back button? Where's the back button? She said, you got to push the button, Nana. You got to push the button. Button. She came over there and click, click. I was like, oh, okay. But I couldn't imagine going through that on my phone. Like, leave that to the tablet that I don't use all the time. My phone, I need my phone to do what I needed to do, when I needed to do it. Then I got time to be playing with y'all with no back button, okay? Dr. LaFerre, what you talking about? Come off the mic. She said, I see your new tagline. I love that for you, and I can see it. Who you talking to? What tagline you talking about, Dr. LaFerre?
I was trying to talk to to Ray, but these buttons on here.
Yes.
Not let me delete and
that Proverbs 31 dating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And so Kimberly said, she put hers in studio message. She said, consistent messaging, clarity, and emotional connection. All right, now over here on the YouTube side, we got Keith over here. Keith, you holding it down by yourself this morning? Look, I don't see nobody else in the comments with you this morning. I'm sorry you over there by yourself. But he said strong, clear vision and consistent messaging are the two that he feel like will be highly effective for building community for himself. All right. So we have identified which one we feel like will be highly effective. I'm going to go back through this 7. Now I want you to listen for which one you feel like will give you the most problems. Which one do you feel like you're going to need the most help with? Okay. And this is going to be a come off the mic. We're not going to go around. So come off the mic or put it in the chat so we can try to identify that and bust through that obstacle. Okay. So listen up. Strong, clear vision, charismatic leadership, emphasizing belonging and identity, building emotional connection, creating rituals and shared experiences, consistent messaging, or building trust and reciprocity. Which one do you feel like is going to be the biggest obstacle for you? Let's see if we can bust through that obstacle before we get off of here this morning. Because building community is way too important for us to let anything be in our way with this thing. Okay? We're going to have to find a way. Because those struggling with sales, it's probably because you struggle with community building. Because when you have a community, that's who buy. Okay? Teray, you just coming off the mic?
Yeah, I think for me, for my community, the biggest obstacle for them, not for me so much, but for them is going to be building trust, just because they feel like they've tried everything. They feel like they've read all the books and they've done all the healing, but they don't know they're not healed. They don't know that they want to do what they want to do. They are not willing to make the changes. And so they feel like they can't trust. So I feel like that's the biggest obstacle that I'm going to have with them.
So I feel like what you're going to have to do with your content is show them what healed versus unhealed. What does that look like? How does that show up? You know what I'm saying? Don't rely on whether or not you think you are or are not. If these things are showing up, you're not as healed as you think you are. And that could be the tagline. You're not as healed as you think you are. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I've been doing, but I haven't been calling it that because I don't want them to feel like she just said I wasn't, you know what I mean? So I've been,
you could just be like, we need to start with you. I mean, you know me, I'm in your face. So you ain't got to be in your face with it. So your tagline could be, we need to start with. If you're still experiencing, then we need to start with. You know what I'm saying? So you can use those.
Yeah, I've done a couple of videos like that. And I'm like, yeah, this is, for dating. But if you're still dealing with this, and that, you need my first book. You need to deal with this stuff first before you get to, you're not ready to date yet. So I've been doing that kind of thing. But Or
you can also use a tagline, something like, so that you don't attract a bad, you know what I'm saying? Then we do this first. You see what I'm saying? So you can kind of, but basically you have to show them how it looks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for example, I'm saying community is important. Community is important. Some of y'all get it. Some of y'all don't. Right. And so for the ones that don't, and for the ones that think that community is not important, I can say something like, are you tired of launching your new offers to crickets? Because guess what? You ain't got, you know what I'm saying? They like, what? Who she? Yeah. Because if you had a community, you wouldn't be launching your offer to cricket. Every time you launch, people be ready to buy. That's the importance of community, right? So we can't just say community is important, community is important. We have to start doing what? Hitting those emotional connections, hitting those pain points. If you are tired of, then this is what you need to do, right? We have to highlight the importance that way. And I think another thing about that trust is going to be just coming right behind that and infusing to them that they can do it, right? that, you know, it's not your fault. You didn't, you know, those past relationships that are bad, not your fault. You didn't know what you know now. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So come right back behind that with that empowerment. All right, cool. I love that. Dr. LaFera, you got your hand up. What is one of the tactics that we're talking about today? Do you feel like you'll have the most problems with for building community?
So for me, was this the emotional connection, I guess, like, because, I can attract a lot of women, like they come up to me, like they say stuff, but like as far as like making an offer to them and also communicating with them, I need to be able to attract those in the most pain.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, it's like a vanity thing, and I'm not only vanity. You know, yeah, it looks good to not be tied to medicine, or, you know, not really feel like, you know, I'm over 40 and everything's breaking down. Like that feels great and awesome and stuff. But to me, like, when does it actually get to be, you know, a point to where it's like, oh my gosh, like I really need that, like, and do it consistently. So it would be like what is that? I guess the emotional connection, like,
so the emotions you're going to have to go for, Dr. LaFera, you're going to have to go for the people, those emotions that stop them from functioning. You see what I'm saying? Because the people who aren't functioning are the ones that are in the most pain. The ones that are glossing over it and they're still functioning and they're, you know, they might be tired. They might not look as good as they want to look. And those aren't the ones, right? The ones with the pain have some type of halting of function. You see what I'm saying? So your messaging is going to have to be that thing. Like, what does autoimmune disease and perimenopause, or what are the things that make those, you know what I'm saying, those people not function? Because see, the thing that defines strength about you is you have debilitating things going on, but your ass will get up and make sure you look good so that you feel good and go line dancing. It don't mean that was a good day. It means you made it a good day. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you're going to have to start messaging like that. So pull in, what are the things that's stopping them from actually living the life and functioning in life? And let me be the example of how I'm doing it anyway. I'm in pain right now, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still getting done. I still show up. You have a superpower of show up, and you're going to have to kind of empower them and let them understand they have that superpower too. It's not just, you know, down to just you having that. They have it too. They just have to cultivate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't just talk about the line dance, and don't just let them see you. Let them know that this is what made today hard, and this is how I redefine the day.
And that's what you told me before. Like you said, like, bring them along with you. Go behind the scenes.
Yes.
Yeah, because right now my hand don't even work. Because me and my daughter
understand me?
And I got an infection, is resistant to antibiotics. Like, so
yes.
Yeah. But people don't know that. They don't know I got one hand right now.
So they don't know it because you're not sharing it, but you
That
want
is
an
true.
emotional connection. And who do we have emotional connections to? People who share, people who are transparent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People who are not always showing a strong front.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I had to work on that very hard, and y'all still don't believe me. When I tell y'all stuff, y'all still be like, yeah, whatever. I be trying to be human, but y'all, I swear to God, y'all be treating me like the superhero that don't never go down.
Superwoman, Shay.
Whatever. I am not. And when I share stuff, y'all be like, oh, and then we move on. But then, you know, I still share it though. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of because you tell us to, like, we ain't sitting in this. Let's move. This is
we're not gonna sit
we're
moving.
Yeah, you like, I want to hear it. I don't feel good today. I don't want to hear it.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, but I'm showing you also how I move on, right? I don't sit in it. If I sit in that energy, I'm gonna always have the energy. So let's keep, hey, this is the energy, and this is how we moving on from it. So yeah, do the same thing, Dr. LaFera.
Yeah, thank you.
Teray put something in the chat for you. Do a challenge called Find Your Superpower.
And that's what. So my signature thing is gonna be tapping into your superpower. You know, because I realized that's what it is. Because I am that little superwoman AI person I created with the blonde braids. Like, that's me.
Love it. Definitely. I love that. All right. Anybody else? which one of the 7 do you feel like will be an obstacle for you building community? Which one of the 7 strategies that we talked about today? And I tell you what, I'll go to the announcements to give you time. All right, so the announcements, number 1 announcement is the same one, which is get the morning show in your inbox. Go to shaycannon.com/show. You will get a reminder in the mornings to hop on the YouTube live. And in the afternoon, you will get an email that will have 2 links in it. A link to the show notes where I gave you more than what was in the blog, and a link to the replay. All right, so go to shaycannon.com/show. Today is Monday. Oh yeah, it is today. So today we have a members only get shit done work session for the paid membership from 1 to 5. So check the Slack channel or your member dashboard for the link. Shout out to Keith. Keith was on the get shit done work session with me Friday in the last half hour. The last hour. Appreciate that, Keith. On Wednesday is the Clarity Clinic event. It is free. So for all of y'all lacking clarity of anything, clarity of vision, clarity of ideal client, clarity of messaging, hey, this event is for you. The event itself is free. However, you're going to want to get that success kit so that you can get all the tools that I'm going to create that's going to bring you ease in your execution of clarity. Go to shaycannon.com/biz clarity. Biz clarity, BIZCLARITY, biz clarity to sign up before Wednesday night. Okay. And Thursday is fuck up night. It is the first time that we are inviting our free community. Fuck up night used to be exclusive to the paid membership, but now we're allowing the free community to come in on the last 30 minutes of fuck up night. And what it is you bring your drinks, you bring your business obstacles, and this is the only session where you have the opportunity to get coaching on your business other than time management if you're in the membership, but also you can bring up what's going on in your business that you need help with, because on the morning show, we stay to whatever topic we're talking about, but there could be other things going on in your business. This is your chance to get that conversation in with me. This is your chance to bring a drink and casually pick my brain. So that is going to be Thursday night. And the info is in the free group. All right. So, Teray, I think you meant the business clarity link, right? Was that the link you was talking about? Okay. I see I pick up some other stuff, but that's the link. All right. Before we get out of here, anybody else? One of the 7 strategies that we have talked about today, is there one that you will have an obstacle with, you will have challenges with, so we can go ahead and bust through that challenge before we get out of here? And tomorrow, what we're going to talk about is how online influencers build community. Okay. So we're coming out of the cult and, going into the cult. That's what, because all of it can feel like a cult. Everybody give the cult such a bad name, but a lot of what y'all do be very cultish. But we're going to go specifically with online influencers. And what I want y'all to understand is these tactics, these strategies, no matter who is using them, if you use them for the right objective, you will build community, and you will build community around the right reasons. So keep that in mind, because some of the stuff that you feel like is being done by a group that is not seen as good, some of your churches do some of the same activities. So don't get it twisted. It's not the activity in and of itself. Most of the time, it's not the strategy in and of itself. Most often it's who is using the strategy and to what end. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right, Teray, what did you want to add?
No, what I wanted to say about the cult, these things that you listed literally is marketing and advertisement, and every business uses all of these things. This is part of business marketing. The reason why cults are bad is because they are seeking to manipulate, exploit, abuse, control, destroy. Like that's what the problem with cults are. They're trying to manipulate, they're trying, but we're not doing that. We're trying to sell products. So that's the difference. So basically cults are using the same advertising tactics that, you know, every other business is using. They're just using it for different reasons to manipulate and control and abuse people. And we're not doing that. So I wanted to separate, because for Christians, we're like, cult, you know what I mean? So, but I mean, churches are using, you know, the same advertising tactics too. But some religious entities are trying to manipulate, and that's a whole different story. But anyway, but I had a question though.
Okay.
So for the business clarity, there are different pricing depending tiers depending on where we are, right? So those of
Yes.
us in your membership, it's a different price. And is there, can you tell us where we can get the
It's in the
code
Slack channel.
in the Slack channel? Okay, cool.
Mhm. And then your success kit will be only $27. So you are correct. Debbie, what did you want to
No, I just wanted to say that as you were talking about the cult, I was thinking about, I spent yesterday, Sunday, watching all the political shows, and I was like, oh, this is exactly what is happening in this whole election. So it's just fascinating to hear all your talking points. And, you know, I was thinking about what the questions they were asking, you know, why is, you know, this party saying this and they won't stop saying it? It's what you're building community. And I was like, that's exactly what you're saying. So I said, yeah, it's right on point. So
Yeah. It's how a lot of people do it. Yes.
Mhm.
And when you know your people, they will tribe up around you. I mean, one thing about that man, he know his people.
Exactly.
So yeah, they tribing up around him because he's talking to them. Now, is he good for them is a different story, but you know, he talking to them. So there's that. All right. Did anybody else want to talk about an obstacle from the 7 strategies that we talked about today? But you still got time. Like let it sink in a little bit. You still got tomorrow. Again, tomorrow we're gonna bring you some more strategies, but you can think about the ones today overnight, bring them back up tomorrow if you want to. All right. So last call for alcohol. Any questions or any obstacles with what we talked about today? Shantali, good morning. Good morning. She said, I have to go back and listen to the replay. Thank you, Shay. This is right on time. Yes. And if you got questions, Shantali, you can bring those questions about today's information on tomorrow. All right, guys. Last call for alcohol. Any questions before we get out of here? Nope. All right. Studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2,